Hey, hey everybody, it's me Nisi. Hey, real quick, I flipped a video this morning for my buddy Jay over at Woodward TV. He did a video on prepping and on what you should have in your SHTF and the upcoming looming pandemic. I wanted to do something really quick for my family in California, New York, Florida, Kentucky. I know you guys probably already know most of this stuff, but I just want to run through it really quick. I'm going to make 2 more videos after this on one, dollar store things that you can purchase for your SHTF in the event of you have to shelter in place for sickness, and also forever foods. Right now, this video is going to be focused on what you should have in your home as of today that you need to shelter in place for the next 2 weeks to a month, okay? Obviously, anything that you have that's going to be frozen, you want to run through those items first. Your meats and things like that, your frozen vegetables, I would say use those things first. The last things you'd want to do in the event of, or the last thing you'd want to use in the event that you have to shelter in place for the next 4 to 8 weeks or 8 weeks and beyond. If this thing gets here in the United States, which it is, the coronavirus is already here. If you're having to shelter in place for an extended period of time, I would say use your frozen things first and then shift to your canned goods. One of the things I want to talk to you guys really quickly about, I always tell my sons and family members, the #1 food staple you want to have in your pantry is peanut butter. You want to have this, especially when we went through Hurricane Harvey and Ike and the folks in Louisiana, Katrina, they know peanut butter and crackers is #1 thing on your list. Peanut butter, and also you get these things here, Ritz crackers, okay? That's a #1 food staple thing. The next thing I would say is always, this is the perishable stuff that's in the fridge. Lunch meat is also good to have. Cheeses, your chips, things like that for the kiddos. Another thing that I think that's really good to have in your pantry when you're stocking to this weekend is tuna and canned chicken breast and Vienna sausages. I'm even, spam at this point. I think I have turkey spam, if you believe it or not, in the pantry. Another #1 basic food staple item that you want to have at least 6 to 8 bags of is beans. Dried beans, various kinds of beans. I do these in crock pots and throw them in with a piece of turkey or something like that. And that's what we have as a meal. So you definitely want to have your beans, okay? Also, white rice, I think the short grain rice is the one with the longest shelf life there is. But bags of jasmine rice is what we have. I like the jasmine. I like the jasmine. I got my husband hooked on jasmine, so that's what we eat. He doesn't eat the regular white rice. So I also buy these in the jasmine rice in bags. I think I have like 4 or 5 bags or 4 or 5 boxes of those that we have in the pantry. Also, kiddos, Pop-Tarts. Talked about Pop-Tarts, peanut butter, crackers, things like that. #1 shelf, or I'm not gonna say shelf. I think this does have a long ass shelf life. Excuse my language. Ramen noodles. At least have at least 5 tubs of those things in your pantry, at least. Just different flavors. That's #1 shelf thing, or a thing that you would want to get. For snacks, we do peanuts, dried cranberries, raisins. If you have a nut allergy, I would say beef jerky. Long shelf life on that one. You want to load up on beef jerky. The idea is you want to get things this weekend that you know that you're going to use in your pantry if you have to shelter in place in the next 2 to 4 weeks, okay? Not spreading any fear porn. I just want to run through this for my family in LA. I've got tons of ramen in here. Also, another thing is people, I love drinking teas, and I do my K-Pod coffees. You want to make sure your organic coffees and things like that. Those, the instant coffees have a longer shelf life than these things, because these are not for something that you want to have long term. Again, this is just for you to have in your pantry right now. I'll do another video at a longer time for a longer shelf life and the 15 forever foods that you should have in your pantry. Sweeteners for your coffees or teas. I use the raw agave, or I use the Texas brand natural local honey, okay? Also for my coffee, if I don't use that, I use the Premier protein drinks. My dietitian got me hooked on these to sweeten my coffees. I'm trying to stay off the Starbucks. I think I got down to like once a week on the Starbucks now, and I'm trying to wean myself off completely from the Starbucks chain. But these are actually, the Ensures and the Premier proteins are a meal replacement. That with a protein bar, you can get by with that. If you had to get a carton of these, several cartons. These could last you for days, okay? These are a little stronger taste. My husband doesn't like these. He likes the other Premier proteins that are clear. They have the raspberry flavor, watermelon flavors, and things like that. Those are actually good, so you want to try those. We talked about the teas, the coffees. We've talked about the drinks. Also, chicken broth, almond milk, coconut milk for sweeteners, those type of things. Your oils, you want to make sure you have enough of that to shelter in place. On the U.S. government website, I think it starts off as having enough food for 3 days, an emergency supply kit, and then you want to work out to at least a week. But I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you need at least 2 weeks worth of food in your house minimum, and then from there you need to build out from 4 weeks to 8 weeks, if all possible. White vinegar is another shelf life forever thing. Apple cider vinegar with the mother is also good to have in your pantry. You also want to get your soy sauces, sriracha sauces, hot sauce. This is sriracha. Your chili sauce, your condiments, things like that. Mustard, ketchup for a shelf life, for something to have to stock up on right now that you may need to season your food with. Also, you want to make sure you have cornstarch for cooking as well. White flour, not whole wheat, because whole wheat doesn't last as long, but if you need it in a pinch, you can use it. Also, just your staple items, your canned goods and your soups after you've rotated everything out of your freezer that you've used. Also, you want to, don't forget to get your seasonings, your turmerics, your cinnamons for your teas, honey, things like that we talked about. Your seasonings, your salt and pepper. I use pink Himalayan sea salt, but I also think I do have some white iodized salt in there. That's for worst case emergency. I don't use that, but I do have it in the pantry. You would be surprised. All right, and then also, last thing, packaged pastas and packaged roasted potatoes and things like that. That is also a meal, okay? So if you have to shelter in place and you don't have anything else to eat, some of us are not as fortunate as others, you know what I'm saying? Some of you guys, you know, you don't have a lot, and that's okay. I'm just making this video to say what you need to get. Now, also, another thing is cleaning supplies, Lysol wipes, the sprays, dishwashing liquid, things like that, your sanitizers, things like that you want to get, your Kleenex, toilet paper, paper towels. I would stay in the event, because we had to shelter in place for 10 days one time for a hurricane. It wasn't Harvey, it was another one. It was Alicia. It was another hurricane, but you know, it's crazy when you go into the stores, and it's like surreal when you walk in there and you walk down the toilet paper aisle and there's nothing left, literally. When I tell you people go nuts when there's something happens, that's why you're trying to do this now, so you can quietly just get your things together and continue to prep and build on what you have, and make sure that you buy things that you're going to use so you can rotate them out. In the event that this virus takes longer time to get here to the United States, because it's already here, there's already cases, but there's going to be more cases. You want to make sure that you start getting yourself prepared to shelter in place. So we've covered just the basic things that you need to have, okay? And so what I would say is also make sure to refill all your prescriptions on your medicines. Last thing, did I talk about water? I'm not sure. I buy the Simple Truth water. It's vapor distilled. I drink that. We try not to drink tap water. We have filtration. We have a filter system on our fridge, but you know, still it's got fluoride. I cook with distilled water, so I have a ton of these. I think I probably have quite a bit. And in the garage, I have two 55-gallon drums for water. Also, remember, you can also use the water heater tank and also the tub if you have to. Now, that's extreme, okay? I'm just saying, if you have to shelter in place for the next 4 to 8 weeks when this virus hits, when it hits the United States, hopefully it won't be as bad as China. But you want to make sure you quietly get yourself stocked and get your family prepared for those things. I will do another video on a dollar store trip that I made to get SHTF stuff, as well as the emergency things you can use in the event for medicines and things like that, tourniquets, that type of stuff. I'll do that as well. Shout out to any of my military folks out there, because you guys are trained on all this stuff. My son is a Marine. The corporal, and so hopefully we can do a video on protection, firearm safety, and things like that, and for women and for men versus what you need to have here in your house. Obviously, I'm not going to pull out a whole arsenal to show you on social media. That would be stupid, but just the basic things you can do, the basic things you should have in place for protection. So anyway, I hope this video has been helpful. Sorry, I'm not trying to ramble on. I'm trying to look through everything on there on the counter so that I did not miss anything, but I just wanted to just shout out to my people in other states, my family and my friends. I love you guys, and y'all be safe. This virus is real. Last one thing I want to say is check out Dr. Cottrell's channel. I've been flipping a lot of his videos. I'm actually going to put a call into him here in just a few minutes because I want to talk to him about some things that I have seen in a video that he did with Miss Taiwan yesterday. A lot of things are out there circulating online. They're trying to do a scrub the internet type thing where there's not a lot of alternative media. They're putting the media out there and they're keeping this thing on the down low because they don't want a mass panic to ensue. Because when it does happen, the financial markets will crash and people will make a run on the stores, run on the banks, and it's going to be crazy. So just expect the unexpected and get prepared. Also, if you guys are interested, I did find a place here in the United States that does sell the N95 masks. I have quite a bit of shipment coming to me for my family. And you want to stock up on latex gloves. I forgot to put that. I have these, but I also have the gloves in the boxes that they use in the hospital. Also, medical goggles. You know, I don't have a bio suit. I've been seriously considering buying one, but at this point, I'm going to say the best thing for us to do is to keep our immune system healthy. I will do another video on that here about some of the supplements and things that you can buy over the counter right now to get yourself ready to shelter in place and to keep your immune system up. Most important thing is to remember to breathe, meditate, pray, and stay positive through this whole thing. I'm not promoting fear. I'm just promoting this in love. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a likes on Facebook and on YouTube. And I love you guys. Y'all remember what I always say after every video. It is up to us to make that change. So be the change that you want to see all around this planet. I love you guys. Bye.